computer. Okay, he's playing Bertram, which means he might be playing that robot aggro deck, which may be an issue for us. We know that this deck is doing pretty well. Last tournament it did pretty well. Ugh, not the best, but we'll stick with it. We'll keep this hand. Let's give our opponent a GLHF. It's like we're going second, which is okay, I guess. Open up wild, and then let's see. Yeah, we'll open up wild in case we get a turn 2 drop of some sort. Unfortunately, we don't have a turn 1 Howling Brave here. That would have been much more preferable. But with what we have, we still have a turn 3 Wrathwood, so that's not that bad. And with 2 Zakiir, eventually we have enough Ruby, we can play Zakiir as well. So it shouldn't be that bad. We don't get any life gain though off of this hand. But the fixing is good, so I'm okay with it. There's a reason why I'm playing this many Shards of Fate. He's marrying something. It could be Spy, or it could be something else like what's his name, Reese, the Crust Crawler. We know that Reese is very, very popular. Okay, so we'll go ahead. This is actually great for us. We can actually play the Chlorophyllia here and still play the Howling Brave. So, and then we'll have let's see, in 2 turns we've got Zakiir, next turn we've got Wrathwood Mastermoss, which seems pretty good. We'll actually be able to push damage with our Howling Brave. So this seems to be pretty good so far. He's gonna have a worker bot here. He's got Mirror Knight, okay. I kind of wonder, if he goes with Ruby, then I'm thinking he may have something else. So I guess I can't swing with Howling Brave here, of course. He may be playing with, what are they called? Buccaneers to bounce my Wrathwood. Squirrel Titan seems pretty good once we have enough resources to play it. Go Ruby here, of course. Go ahead and use the Howling Brave to play the Wrathwood Mastermoss. Can't counter. And then next turn we will not have Squirrel Titan or Zakiir, but if he bounces Mastermoss, we can replay it. It's going to take us a turn to play either Squirrel Titan or Zakiir. We'll probably want to Squirrel Titan this Mirror Knight away first before we play a Zakiir. He's going to Buccaneer, that's fine. Swing for his 1 point of damage. Yep, I kind of expected to see that. If we draw a resource here, we can just kill his Mirror Knight, which would be nice as well. Yep, taking 1 here. I guess the nice thing about this deck is I don't have to do a lot of thinking more than just like what order do I play things in. That's the most thinking I have to do here. So let's see if we get a good shard here. No, we got a Mancubus. So I don't have enough to cast him and use his ability in the same turn, so we'll go ahead and go wild here. I mean Ruby here. Ruby. Exhaust our Howling Brave, replay the Wrathwood Mastermoss, which you can't counter. And next turn we can actually just steal his Mirror Knight if he doesn't have counter up. I'm guessing we're going to see Spy here, and if not, we'll see Reese. Okay, it looks like it's Reese, so we do have to be aware of that. So I'm going to want to save Squirrel Titan for Reese here, so we don't want to Squirrel Titan until we see Reese hit the table. That's kind of a big deal. Deck's running a little bit slow, but that's fine. It's going to Eldritch Dreamer here. Of course, he's got the card draw gem on there, so that's also another great target for Squirrel Titan. Okay, he's not going to swing in. I'll let him draw a card off of Eldritch Dreamer because I expect this to be Reese. I kind of want to see what that is. There's that Rootfather, which we can't really play just yet. So we're going to go ahead and Mancubus to steal his Mirror Knight here before combat. Yeah. So he has one less blocker. In fact, I'll probably just... No, I can't steal his Buccaneer. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and swing in here. If he sacrifices his Buccaneer, that's one less guy I have to worry about during the next combat. He'll draw a card off of it, but that's fine. He draws another card off of Eldritch Dreamer when it deals 3 damage to me, and that's not an issue. He has a Squirrel Titan his Eldritch Dreamer away here anyways, and he has no idea I have it because this is probably Reese. But I'm thinking I may want to smack Reese instead. I may want to just kill Reese with Squirrel Titan because that seems like a bigger card. But stealing his Mirror Knight so Reese didn't get the thing plus any robots that Reese makes is kind of a big deal here. Bertram makes an Armatron, sure. Menacing Grolk's my field, sure. That's fine. So I'm gonna have to trade Squirrel Titan for Reese. Actually, I can't play it, unfortunately. I may have to cycle Rootfather here. So taking some good damage here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Grolk may have. Oh, there's a Electroid, which he can't use just yet, but eventually he'll be able to. Really need to draw a resource here. No, I have creation for 5 is pretty bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and cycle Rootfather here. Gives me another thing to eye into. I don't think he has counters in there. Okay, we'll go ahead and bury this and tunnel that guy. Pass a turn, take a lot of damage. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. If he plays a robot here, we lose, which is unfortunate. We just didn't kind of... Yeah, I mean, I could have eyed for 2, but I'd rather have that extra resource or something. Yeah, exhausting my Howling Brave is actually what saved him here, I think. That's kind of a big deal. If he can play a robot here, then I lose. If he can play a robot or a dwarf here, yeah, I lose. Because he can swing with the Electroid for lethal. If not, then he might just hold back. Stormcloud's fine. Okay, taking 11 damage, going down to 1. Can't stop the Eldritch Dreamer, so I may need to actually kill that, and I can't do both. I can't stop the Eldritch Dreamer and the Grolk, so this is pretty much game here. I may have to just eye and see what happens. I think that's what's going to have to happen here. We'll just eye and see what we draw into. Gets another robot, which he should have done before combat. Yeah, he would have won the game if he had done that before combat. So, play mistake on his part. Gives me an extra turn, but it may not. I don't think it's going to make a difference here. I don't think it'll make a difference. Well, that's an extra resource for I, so maybe I'll go nuts here, and we'll have something crazy happen. So we'll go an I for 4. He could counter. If he counters, obviously I'm dead in the water, but I have to play it. Counters, okay, so we'll just call it good games here. Good games. I'll go first. Next game. That's pretty much game there. There's nothing I can do to stop his dudes. So we'll go ahead and go to game 2 here, and I will side against him. Luckily I did actually bring things to deal with this deck. In my reserves, I have 2 Imp Hoodlums, which seems pretty good. Cluckodon, probably not. Maybe another one of those. Heat Wave also seems decent here. Okay, so we'll decide that stuff in. This is kind of similar to another build that I have to do build against. Okay, so there's that. Let's get rid of... get rid of one Zakiir. It's a little bit clunky in this matchup. Mancubus seems good, and the Filk Apes seem okay. Rootfather is good, but he's got lots of chump blockers, so it's not as good. What else do I side out here? Master Moss, maybe. No, I need to keep Master Moss in here. Maybe I don't need that much Heat Wave. Maybe I only need, like... Do I need Heat Wave in this matchup? Do I want Heat Wave in this matchup? I don't know that I need it, honestly, because he's not really running, whatever it's called. I mean, I guess it works, though, so we'll keep that in here. Maybe I need that. I might actually want that Zakiir and an Eternal Guardian, because they're flyers. I think I want to get rid of Master Moss here, actually. Seems really bad, though. I don't know. I'm going to get rid of Master Moss. We're going to see what happens. And I'll get rid of 2 of my Filk Apes. The deck he's running is pretty slow, and I'm running a big higher end curve now. So we'll go ahead and save the deck. We'll see if that was the right call to make. Okay, so Zoltog. There he is right there. Challenge. Send challenge. Okay, I will play first. Okay, that's good. I have creation, that's good. Keep this. So we'll go wild here. If we had gained life last game, that would have also helped, but not that much. Play a turn 2 Howling Brave. Probably play our Shards of Fate here for wild, because we really need to be able to play this Eye of Creation. Like, I want to be able to cast Zakiir, but that's kind of further down the line. I mean, it's a lot easier for me to get to wild than it is for me to get to Ruby, but yeah. There's only one Filk Ape left in the deck. Yeah, we're going to play this for wild, because I need to be able to cast that Eye of Creation. Wild. And there. We kind of need to draw another resource here. Or a ramp would be okay, but yeah, ramp would be the optimal draw here. If we drew a Chlorophyllia here, that would be optimal. Be the optimal draw. Or my tunnel card would be good too. If I could get my tunneling up. That's probably Reese again. Reese is really good. He may be running a playset of Reese in there, which I would not be surprised because he's just that good. Saw that when I couldn't remove him last game, it was just GG. So
I hate eyeing for 5, but I may end up doing it next turn, although I guess I can play the Filk Ape. I'll probably play Filk Ape. That's probably what I'll do. I'll play the Filk Ape. And then I like to eye for at least 6, so I get 3 draws off of it, because I feel like that's what you want to be eyeing for, but I could be wrong. I mean, I also have to watch because I know he has counter magic in his deck now, so that's kind of an important thing to think about. So that he can counter here. There's a Squirrel Titan that could be helpful later. So we'll go ahead and throw out the Filk Ape to get a little bit more aggressive with a nice 4/5 body. If he counters here, that's okay. Not a big deal. I only have 1 in the deck anyways. Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather he use it on that than my Eye of Creation anyways. So definitely good that we drew that out there. If he exhausts all his resources, we may end up having to eye next turn. We want to cast cards every turn, so kind of a big deal for us to do that. So hopefully he'll exhaust enough. It's going to peek. Okay, this seems like an interesting time to peek. I think I would have rather waited to my end step, but he may be peeking for counter magic or something. He knows if I resolve Eye, it's kind of a big deal. This matchup actually probably isn't really great for me, because if he's running a playset of all the counter magic, 8 counter magic, against my single threats with my ramp, he just has to counter every big threat that I have. I don't want to eye here. I want to eye for 6. I really want to eye for 6, so I'm just going to swing in here. I don't want to eye for 5. Reese is going to hit the table in a turn. That's going to be pretty bad for me. I do have Squirrel Titan to kill it, and I can cast it. And I can cast Zakiir, so I'm not in horrible shape. So we'll probably eye and see if we can draw out another counter here next turn. That way he can't hopefully counter one of these 2 cards. Okay, that's good. Mastery of Time is bad for me. It feels like he's digging for something. I guess he's going to get another counter on his thing to get Reese in play sooner. Hopefully he'll use a lot of his resources. That's what I'm hoping. He gets his resources back. Reese comes out, of course. We knew Reese was in there. Actually, I'll probably just Squirrel Titan Reese here. To see if I can draw out another counter. Play the Mirror Knight, that's fine. He should have played... No, I guess he couldn't play that in the last turn. Play his Bertram to get a thing in play, sure. With the Reese power, sure. So now... I pretty much have to Squirrel Titan the Reese. I mean, if he gets out of hand, it's just too much to deal with. So I think he has counter anyways. But hopefully that's just one more counter I don't have to worry about for Eye of Creation, and I'll have a turn to do that. But not looking good again for us here. Heat Wave. We'll use that next turn, because if I use it now, it'll kill my own guy. So we'll use that next turn. Yep, alright, sweet. That puts me back in the driver's seat here. I'm going to take 4, 5, 6, 7 damage next turn. Taking me down to 9, but taking care of Reese there is a big deal, and then I can actually Heat Wave the following turn after I eye. Probably just go ahead and go in on eye, because if he didn't counter that, then... Yeah, I'd rather he actually counter the eye than the Heat Wave here. Plays another Reese, probably. Yeah, he probably just has all kinds of Reese in the deck, so it's going to take time for that thing to hit the table, so that gives me time to recover. Of course, now that I know he can't counter, I'll probably just play my Zakiir. Because that also dodges Heat Wave, and if I Heat Wave, then I won't be able to cast it. So I'll probably just go in on Zakiir here. If he bounces it, that's bad for me. Oh, he Buccaneers. Oh, gosh. Okay, well then, Heat Wave here. Yep, easy times Heat Wave. He'll draw a lot of cards, unfortunate, but it'll save me some time. So he just basically set up my board state for me to Heat Wave here.
Yeah, he's going to draw lots of cards off of this. That's okay. That's fine. He still has to recast things, so... I'll gain 5 health to go back up to 14. Maxbot has no targets. Replay my Howling Brave. Next turn we can eye for 7, which will give us 4 card draw. And or we can play our Zakiir. We can actually hardcast our Zakiir without the Howling Brave, so if he bounces our Howling Brave, we'll probably just cast Zakiir, which I don't think he can counter. We've used 2 of his counters, I think. No, just 1. Plays an Eldritch Dreamer. Fine. That's good, because now he only has 2 resources, so something tells me I'm going to go in on the eye next turn. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully I draw another resource here. No, okay. A second Eye of Creation is pretty awesome, because if he counters this one, then I have another one I can play in the following turn. So, we'll see. See if he has a counter here. He has to counter this. Yeah, okay, there's a counter. So he'll get a card draw, I'll go down to 11, and I'll play another one in the following turn. Yeah, not the best matchup for me. You can see the amount of cards he's drawing is quite a lot. Take 3 here, gives him another chance at drawing more counter magic. It's not good for me. If I get a chance to play Wrathwood, though, that could also lock up the game. It's gonna Mastery of Time here to draw more cards, sure. Yeah, Mono Sapphire, basically. Drawing lots of cards. Eldritch Dreamer I basically can't deal with right now. Heat Wave is pretty bad against Eldritch Dreamer, obviously. So, pretty good metagame call against this deck. I think that this is very much not... this matchup is definitely not in my favor just because of the amount of counter magic that he has to stop my stuff. I knew that counter magic was going to be like the downfall of this game, so I don't worry too much about losing this matchup. I know it's a bad matchup for me. I could play the Rootfather. He can swing for 6, draw 2 cards. Do I go Eye or Rootfather? I don't think he's got the counter for Rootfather, so let's just try. We'll try to Rootfather here. We'll just play him out. He's got counter for everything, man. He's got answers for days. It's basically over. That's over. I don't know. Even if I eye here in the next turn, if I'm allowed to eye, like, yeah, he's just got answers for days. And I can't stop him. Yeah, there's Reese. That's it. Alright, good games. It's just, yep, that's it. So, bad matchup for me. I'm okay with losing that match. We'll get paired down here. Good metagame call on Zoltag's part. I mean, basically, he could have countered I or my Rootfather. It really didn't matter what I played there. So he basically countered every threat that I played, and yeah, just couldn't deal with it. So good games for him. Mono Sapphire is definitely a bad matchup for this deck.